Today we're debating one of the most common questions for listing agents.
We're actually bringing out some truths, peel back the layers of all this fluff.
Just shining the light on this industry as a whole.
Maybe you should stay away from it.
Hi everybody, welcome to Real Estate Raw&Uncut. This is episode 144. I'm Byron Lazine. He is Tim Barre. This is going to be an action-packed. We got to go quick.
It's going to be
on this
action-packed, unless I agree with everything you say.
No, we're taking different sides, I think, because I think we.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here's what's great about our partnership and our team is we don't agree on everything.
Love it. I think
Right?
the team does too, right? Because a lot of the people in the team disagree, or not. I should say disagree. We have different points of view.
We've always considered ourselves what a think tank, really,
Right.
So that people can throw stuff out there and we
measure it,
so many different
toss it
strengths
around
on our team. Yeah, so we can kind of. So here's a big one. I saw this on. We were talking about this question here in the office last week. I also saw this question posted on a Tom Ferry private Facebook group page, and I saw it looked like 50-50 with all the agents chiming in. So the question is, should a listing agent be present at the appraisal?
You know my answer on this one.
So go ahead.
So
you go first.
It's
that way I can have the rebuttal.
Absolutely. I'll give you enough so that you can just attack.
Yeah.
So I feel, well, not all agents should be present. I feel if the agent has enough value and can add value and can potentially shift the viewpoint of the appraiser in favor of the seller, they should be there. If they're just going to go and unlock a door and let the appraiser do their thing, why? What's the value?
Right. Walk around the backyard, answer a phone call.
And if you don't feel like you can add value, don't be there.
Here's what I think. I think with, we talk about it all the time, technology doesn't solve every issue, but it solves this one for me. If I have a really good property packet, Brittany, link that up. If I have a really good property packet that I can send off to an appraiser that showcases everything about the home, makes it really easy on them, including deed, including property lines, all the information about the home. If I can send them that, I can include comps if I'd like, I can include the listing contract, and if I can have a conversation, especially if my property's on lockbox, if I can have a conversation with the appraiser and provide lockbox access to them, here's the little secret about appraisers. They're human beings. If I make their job easier,
they want to help you.
They want to help me. And that's the whole game. It's right. It's like the book Networking with Millionaires.
Absolutely.
Can I help somebody and in return they want to reciprocate? I look at appraisers the same way. I want them to feel really good, and I want it to be convenient for them to do the appraisal. So here's what happens a lot of times. Hey, I got to do the appraisal at 10:30 on a Monday. And then the listing, well, I need to be there. No, I've got Tuesday at 4 and I've got Thursday at 1. Well, the appraiser's like, I'm booked. And now it's this
tit for tat.
Tit for tat over the schedule. You think I'm not trying to sharpen my pencil as an appraiser, especially if you were a little emotional about your schedule because you're such the busy listing agent? I want them to go at their preferred time every time. I want to make it easy on them, which takes an understanding and a commitment from the seller, and they need to have that same perspective that we want the number to come in. Now, if you're nervous about your number, if you're nervous about that number and it's a unique property, you really need to be there because there's a little bit of extra that goes into that.
Well, my thing is, it's tough to determine somebody's opinion via the phone.
Yep.
So when I get there, and I know the appraisers, to your defense, the appraiser's not supposed to ask you for information. The appraiser's not supposed to take any additional. They're supposed to just be there and do their thing.
Well, Connecticut, they're allowed to take.
Right.
Some states are not even allowed to.
Right.
Right.
But you're not supposed to interfere. You're not supposed to,
one of them.
Do too much, but I can tell, if halfway through that appraisal where it's going. You know, I can determine that, and then I can have that conversation with the appraiser. And oftentimes I'm finding that the appraisers are actually asking me what I feel like the property is valued at. And then I can add in, because sometimes they don't realize that, hey, this thing's been on the market for 180 or days to a year, but we shifted the price. And now we had potentially 20 people look at it.
Yeah.
And so if they say, you know, hey, we're tough on price, this is going to be a tight one. No, I don't think it is, because the market determined what the value was. We shifted the price down, and there was a sense of demand.
And it's another seed that you planted.
Correct.
Right? So we're sitting here as this video is being recorded in 2017. I haven't seen, I have an appraisal today, by the way. I haven't seen many not come in.
I personally,
in recent memory, in terms of like going the last 12, 18 months,
Right.
we were seeing it before quite a bit.
So you don't want to know my ace, the one that I use, and you know it's the one I use. So I'm sitting there with the appraiser, and I think the appraisers tend to like me most of the time. But they don't want to spend a lot of time with me, right? So I'll look at them as they wrap the appraisal up and say, look, if you don't think that this thing's going to come in, please don't submit it to the bank.
Yeah.
Give me a call, and I'll be willing to go with you to the town hall and look at off-market transactions. We'll take the whole day. I'll bring sandwiches for you.
See, I really like that. Here's what
They don't want to spend time with me.
you might want to implement this for those email. You know, when I'm sending over the email package, putting that into like a checklist for the appraiser. Providing a checklist for them, and this could be an option. We're going to be going to the town hall together to look up off-market transactions.
I mean, we can hang out afterwards and go get a beer if you'd like to.
Yeah, I think for me, if you really are confident in your sales price, it comes down to your HBUT, highest best use of your time.
Sure.
If you're a listing agent, that may not be it.
But how about your time? That's your time. What if you're going to think about the client?
That's a
client.
great point.
Thank you.
It's a great
Lucifer, what's happening?
Good morning.
No, because it's all about getting the deal done for the seller. So again, if you're not confident in the comps, then I'll hedge my bet and say maybe you've got to do a little bit above and beyond.
And you've got to go?
I'm going to say no. I think with a phone conversation for me.
Oh, I thought I had you.
No, a phone conversation and sending the package over. Because at the end of the day, if the property's not worth it, you're not going to be able to do much. If it's just
Really?
Meaning you can influence.
I feel like I can influence.
But if I'm talking if you're way out of whack.
If there are no comps, and let's say it's a high-end property, I can argue that the market actually just determined that value.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if you don't have comps, that's what they have to go by. The market. And who determines the market? Buyer and seller.
Right. Oh, and the appraiser's just an opinion, which is
Correct.
why I think
it's all an opinion. My opinion. It's everybody's opinion.
But
do they want to deal with me?
I'm leaning towards where you are right now because of the influence of humans.
Yeah.
Because there's no science to what the appraisers are doing. I mean, I shouldn't say no. There's some science.
If the sales comparison approach, there is a science, but it's still subjective.
It's still so subjective.
Yeah. If there are no comps, now it's like that's when we can shine.
That's what I'm talking about. Those high-end no comps.
That's when I feel like we can shine. Because we have different methods of determining value that they've never seen.
So again, I think you've got to have the experience to decide whether you're going to go or not. Right? You've got to know your inventory. You have to know your market. You have to know your appraisers too.
Yeah. And they're actually weeding out. You know, instead of new ones coming into the market, it seems like there's a tight niche.
Well, they're getting squeezed.
And
if you don't know the appraisers, and you're in year 1, year 2, you probably should be at a lot of those because it's just the experience you're going to get.
Did you see that? He went from here and he ended up over here.
Let us know what you think. We're hoping this one will be up on Inman like our last few videos because I think this is a really good debate. I definitely wavered here.
It's okay.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to be a strong no, you don't have to go. Tim's definitely a strong yes.
Yeah.
Lucy, what are you? Yes or no on do you have to go to an appraisal as a listing agent?
I would say no.
Lucy says no.
She's in with the nose.
It's 2-1. Let us know what you think. Drop us a comment below.
Peace. See ya.